The year is 3526. In front of you is a screen. You are sitting and studying a civilization that collapsed 15 centuries ago. Your task today is to understand how a single generation, one generation only, connected the entire planet and at the same time became the loneliest humans in history. Open the file. What we found in the excavations was confusing at first. Massive air-conditioned buildings in deserts where no one lived. Inside them, endless rows of black metal boxes, no windows, almost no doors for humans, just cables and noise and tremendous heat. It took us decades to understand what these buildings were. They were temples. No god was worshipped inside them. Something stranger was worshipped. Every idea a human ever wrote, every image they ever captured, every word they ever said, every moment they ever wanted to remember. They called it by a simple word: data. In the 21st century, humanity built a memory for the entire planet, but forgot to remember what mattered. Let us start with the tool. In every location in this generation's excavations, we found the same thing: a thin glass slab, the size of a palm, in pockets, on tables, under pillows, in the hands of the dead sometimes. Our scientists first described it as a communication device, but that was wrong. When we analyzed the data stored in these slabs, we found that the owner held it for an average of 8 hours a day. They were not speaking with anyone during this time. They were staring at images of people they did not know, at footage of events they did not witness, at words written by strangers about their lives. The glass slab was not a communication device. It was a window into other people's lives. And the humans spent half their waking hours looking through this window instead of living their own life. But what is astonishing is not the slab itself. What is astonishing is the thing that lived inside it. At some point in the 21st century, this generation began building an artificial mind. It was not a mind in the true sense. It was a system that learned from everything humanity had written and said and thought, then imitated it. They gave it many names, but its function was one: to answer every question at any time, without fatigue, without boredom, without judgment. And for the first time in human history, a person could speak with something that always listened. The irony is that this thing was not listening, it was imitating listening, and the human did not notice the difference. But all of this is a preface to what we discovered later. The thing that astonished our researchers was not the glass slab, or the artificial mind, or the digital temples. It was something far simpler. In their excavations, we found a platform, the largest in their history, where any human could raise their voice and say, "This is what I think, this is what I discovered, this is my story." And millions of humans would sit and listen. It appeared to be a great invention, the democracy of knowledge, every voice deserving to be heard. But when we studied the algorithms that governed this platform, we found something entirely different. The platform did not show what was useful, it showed what kept you sitting. It was not searching for truth, it was searching for your time. And we thought this had ended with the collapse of their civilization. I want you to stop for a moment. You are now in the year 3526. You are sitting in front of a screen. You are watching this historical document on a platform that claims to be the evolved generation of that ancient platform. A platform that knows what you want to watch before you know it yourself. A platform that measures second by second whether you are still paying attention. A platform that does not want you to stop. One question: what is the difference between us and them? The generation we are studying today did something no generation before them had done. They connected every human on the planet to every other human in seconds, without borders, without distances. Then, after connecting the entire planet, they sat alone in their rooms talking to a glass slab. We found in their medical records that rates of loneliness and depression reached numbers in this generation that humanity had never recorded before, and the peak was in the same years when the number of people connected to the network also reached its peak. The more the connection grew, the more the loneliness grew. They were not connecting, they were performing connection. The Romans built magnificent channels to distribute water across their entire empire, and they made these channels from lead. And the lead died slowly in their blood over centuries without them realizing. This generation built a magnificent network to distribute information across the entire planet, and they made this network from something more dangerous than lead. They made it from dopamine, from the single tap that brings you a reward you do not expect, from the endless scroll that reaches no end, from the notification that interrupts you 70 times a day. Something died slowly in their minds without them realizing. The ability to be patient, to be bored, to think deeply without interruption, to sit with oneself without noise. But this is not a eulogy. This generation achieved what no generation in history had achieved. They ended diseases that killed millions. They developed tools that changed the nature of humanity. They built the library of the entire planet and made it free for every human. And for the first time, they broke the monopoly of power over knowledge. They knew they were changing the world. They felt it, but they did not know what they were paying for it. Just as the Roman does not know as he drinks from his clean and beautiful channels. At the end of every historical lecture, our tradition is to ask the most important question. What if they had known? What if a human in the 21st century had seen this document, had known how we look at them from here, had seen what their generation looks like from a distance of 15 centuries? Would they have changed anything? Or would the glass slab have rung with a new notification and they would have turned to it before finishing the thought? Close the file. And you now, at whatever time it is, in whatever place it is, sitting and holding a glass slab or staring at a screen, you are the one who just finished studying yourself. The only question that remains, will you put the screen down now, or will you press play on the next video?